What's up? I'm going to demonstrate how to raise Lokir as a dead thrall. I discovered this yesterday on October 1st, 2025. I believe I'm the first person ever to discover both this method and using it to thrall Lokir. So let's get started. I don't want to sit through the whole intro, so I'll just load a prisoner save here. I've been looking for a way to thrall Lokir for over a year now, so this was a very it's been a long time in the making. Very glad that I've finally found this way to do it,
Wait, you
even if
there.
there are some
Step
drawbacks
forward.
that come with it.
Who are you?
Alright, so you'll make whatever character you want. I'll do a high elf. Just some random stuff. And name doesn't matter.
You are not with the Thalmor embassy, are you, High Elf?
Now I've tried
No,
load warping
that
out of
can't be
here from
right.
right here,
Captain, what
but
should we do? He's not on the
you
list.
can't move yet.
Forget the list.
And
He goes
that
to the front.
carries over even if you load
By
warp out of here
orders,
right
Captain.
now. I've yet to
I'm
find a way
sorry.
to bypass
We'll
that,
make sure he
but
remains
if
on
we
top
do
of the
find a way to
Somerset
do
line.
it, that
Follow
would
the captain,
allow
prisoner.
us to get the thrall of the priestess of RK right there, who disappears right after Alduin shows up, so you can't normally get her.
Ulfric Stormcloak. Some here in
And
Helgen
maybe
call
that
you
would
a
even let us
hero,
get
but
Ulfric's
a hero
gag.
doesn't use a
I'd
powerful
have
force
to
to
look
murder
into
his
it to
king
see if
and
that's a
usurp his
playable
throne.
item or not. Maybe
You
the headsman's
started this
axe
war,
too. It
plunged
also
Skyrim into
sequence break the
chaos,
entire
and now the
quest,
Empire
so
is going to put you
Helgen
down
would be saved,
and
I think.
restore the peace.
That would be a really good bug to find
What was
if
that?
anyone is
It's nothing.
down to do
Carry
some
on.
testing.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the eight divines upon
For the
you.
love of Talos, shut
So
up!
yeah, everyone
Let's
other
get
than
this
the
over with.
priestess of RK who
As you
can be
wish.
killed here can be raised as thrall. That means
Come on! I
Lokir.
haven't got all morning.
That means Velod. That means Matt Lara. That means the
My
Executioner
ancestors are
or the
smiling at
Headsman.
me, Imperials.
That
You say
means
the same.
Gunner. That means Torolf. And that means the male and the female Imperial mage that you can find here, who are unique.
You Imperial bastards!
Justice!
Death to the Stormcloaks!
As fearless in death
Hmm.
as he was in
Yeah,
life.
I'm seeing Ingrid on the
Next, the
subtitles there,
High
but I
Elf.
didn't find them, so maybe they despawn too.
There it is again. Did you hear
In
that?
which case, finding an earlier
I said,
load warp out of
next
here would
prisoner.
To the block,
also
prisoner.
give her, as well
Nice
as the
and easy.
Priestess of RK. What's going on here? Okay. Seemed like that took a bit long.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries. What do you see?
It's in the clouds.
Alright, there's the Unbound quest. There's Lokir right here, or where is like right here. So you'll want to pop a hard save, or I'm sure a quick save would also work, but just to be safe. And then you'll want to load your other playthrough, which is next to the Soul Cairn, or has the Soul Cairn available. So I'll go get this other character. Level 67 on this one. I've gone through all the main quests and the DLC quests. I have the Soul Cairn portal made. So we'll just want to fast travel over to the balcony. This is a fast travel point you can somewhat easily miss if you don't realize there's a door here. If you don't have this fast travel point, you'll have to go back through the entire Castle Undercroft section, which does take a while, but you can get back here. Alright, so now you're going to want to go down a little bit, and the load warp is right about at the start of this circular thing right here. So if you don't know how to do a load warp, you're going to want to walk into it and press options or menu at the same moment you enter. There we go. You'll see that fade out. You'll want to press nothing other than down. You'll want to scroll down because we have a menu on the screen right now that we can't see. So we're selecting quit when we go all the way down. And you can press down as many times as you like. It'll stop at quit. We'll want to click load and then load that save that we just made. See, we're loading the level 1 character that we just made from Helgen. And the loading screen will pop up again because we've gone through the door, or the proximity entrance as I like to call them. And now we're in the Soul Cairn with our hands bound. Go ahead and pop a quick save just in case you die on the way over there. And we're going to want to make our way to one of the Soul Cairn teleporters that you have around here. This is, as far as I know, the only way to get your hands unbound without Hadvar and Ralof. This was the glitch I was looking for over a year. You'll see that he was able to initiate conversation. That's one of the very few actions you can do with your hands bound, is you can, if someone initiates a conversation with you, you're able to do that. This includes bartering if the person who initiates conversation is also able to be bartered with. The main application of that is Thrall at the College of Winterhold if you're able to get up there. Getting to her is its own hassle though, because of the run in place bug. Alright, so we're going to want to approach the boneyard up here. You can say hi to Valerica if you want, but I just come up here so I can load in the crystal and know where to go. Let's see, Valerica's right there.
Sure, I heard something.
And if you go over here, you should see a crystal load in somewhere in the distance. Of course, this fog is not helping. There's the crystal. This is the building where we can find a teleporter. There might be one closer, but this is the one that I know about. Even with all my time playing Skyrim, I have not mapped out the Soul Cairn in my head. They don't come here very often, but it is a really cool place. There is going to be a Bone Man in here, or maybe a Mist Man, I'm not sure what the name is. Just trying to die, jump on. If you have Anniversary Edition, you'll see a survival mode prompt pop up here. Click whatever you want. And now as you can see, our hands are unbound. Come over here to the side to make sure you're not getting soul sucked. Pop a quick save. And load back into the character that you load warped with. we're done with the Soul Cairn, so we can get out of here. By the way, occasionally when you go for a load warp, your game might crash. That's fine. It happens every now and again. It's not harmful. Just simply reload the game. Also, if you're playing on Anniversary Edition and your internet goes out, occasionally that will interfere with the load warp. Just turn off your console's internet and it should be good to go. Alright, so we're gonna want to head over. This is our destination right here, Mara's Eye Pond. And a fairly close proximity entrance that I like to use is Forsaken Cave. Uttering Hills looks close, but it has a mine door entrance instead of a proximity cave entrance. So unfortunately, it will not work.
Sometimes I just like to watch them burn.
Okay, Alcia. Ignore all that. You want to hop in here and do another load warp. Alternatively, now that your hands are unbound, you could dead load. But I don't know if I have that set up on this character. Alright, there we go. We got the fade out. Scroll all the way down. Quit out. I'm glad this is working so well. Usually I suck at load warping. We're going to want to load the quick save that we got after we got unbound. And just like what happened with the Soul Cairn, this will put us on the destination of the proximity entrance that we went into on our other character with the character that we loaded with. Here we are. Try not to get killed by the wolf. I chose a high elf because they're the fastest. You'll notice that this is what speedrunners will use, is a high elf. It's a pretty minor difference, but just for the ease of the video. Alright. If it helps, you can put a marker down. There's the pond. So yeah, the reason that I wanted to ThrallLokir was really just to be the first person to do it. I wanted to have my name on something, and this seemed like a good enough thing to strive toward. This is my first really big discovery as a, I don't know, a glitch hunter, I guess you could say. I'm pretty proud of it, and I don't know. I'm not expecting anything crazy to come of this. It's a fairly useless little tidbit. Unbinding your hands early would only be a really big thing if we could do it before getting the Unbound quest, which, as I was discussing earlier, seems impossible at the moment. The best lead I have for how that might be possible is that if you do the load warp that we just did from Helgen to the Soul Cairn while you are walking in Helgen, like when Hadbar says, what does he say? Follow the captain, prisoner. When he says that, and you're walking, if you load warp during that, you load into the Soul Cairn and you're walking right. So you do have some movement, but you can't control it, and we'd need to go forward in order for anything to happen. But it's always been right for me. Theoretically, if we were able to trigger conversation with the Arvak guy, that might give us movement, but I doubt it. Ideally, we'd get all the way over to the Soul Cairn portal, but that's impossible going in a straight line, which is all that we can do. Alright, so into Gallows Hall you go. You'll need Anniversary Edition or just the creation for Gallows Hall for this location to exist. However, there are other ways of getting a dead thrall without this. For instance, you could get the... Oh, I can't pick that up yet. You could get the Dead Thrall scroll from one of the black books. That would take longer, though. Alright. Start at Morthal, then Falkreath, then Nightgate, then Dunstead. Morthal, Falkreath, Nightgate, Dunstead. We'll want to acquire the staff. Now we're good to go. Pop another quick save and load out. Back to Forsaken Cave. Again, you could also use a dead load here. And you might be wondering why I am load warping out of Gallows Hall as opposed to simply completing the quest. The reason for that is you cannot sleep if you do this glitch. Anytime that you unbind your hands or take off your prisoner's cuffs through unconventional means, you get a glitch where you have invisible hands. Like if you pull out a sword, you won't even see the sword. You are also unable to wait and unable to sleep. And to complete that quest, you need to be able to sleep. So that's why we load warp out of there as opposed to completing the quest. But as I said, you could do a Dead Thrall scroll as well. You could just take the time to learn the Dead Thrall spell, but you'll run into an issue if you try to travel around Skyrim too much. Even after you unbind your hands, you get the run-in-place bug at various points around Skyrim. What that means is that if you try to enter a city and various other triggers, your character will start running in place and soft lock the game. There's no way to get out of it once it occurs other than being paralyzed, which isn't... like, you can't force that to happen if you don't have controls. If anything, it'd just be luck. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to trigger the load warp. This is what I meant when I said I was pretty bad at load warping. I'm just flicking the stick and pausing the game, trying to get into that proximity exit. There we go. Scroll all the way down, quit out. Load it up. And load from the quick save. We've now escaped Gallows Hall with the Staff of Worms, which is the final thing that we needed in order to ThrallLokir. I got that one going into the cave, so you can just turn around and exit. Alright. Kill that so that you can fast travel. You'll notice you already have Helgen unlocked. Simply fast travel back. Take a drink of my chocolate milk. Now that door is locked. My preferred way of getting in there when that door is locked is to go up here. Go ahead and pop a quick save just in case you get caught on an invisible wall. Because there are several of those in this opening state of Helgen. Or I guess this is the second state because the not destroyed version is the first state. Be careful around that corner of the inn. There's an invisible wall right here that can get you stuck. You want to jump right here, jump right here, then jump over here for this rubble. Now we're in. Equip your Staff of Worms. Lokir is right there. And there you have it. Lokir as a dead thrall after, wow, 14 years of Skyrim. Almost. Finally. The Executioner loses his clothes for whatever reason. I'm not sure why exactly that happens, but it does. But, as I said, you can still dead thrall him. Lokir will die after that, but you can simply raise him again if you want to. So yeah, that's how you do that. This is mostly a novelty. If you want to get rid of the run in place bug whenever you try to enter a city, you'll have to go inside Helgen Keep and get your hands unbound. But that will cause Lokir to disappear, so as long as you want Lokir around, you'll have to deal with the run in place bug, you'll have to avoid cities. But it's worth it to just have Lokir. Alright, thanks for watching, and thanks for being interested.